Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 11 of Civilization 5 as Russia. Just before I get started, someone had mentioned that the problem I was most likely having over here with this one tile that refuses to lock in where I was telling it to is because there's a bit of an issue sometimes with shared cities apparently, or cities that share a tile. And the advice was to try and reset those tiles. We currently have 48.64 production, 14 turns until growth. Let's reset our tiles completely. Let's completely untick all of these tiles. So we get all of those tiles unticked. We're going to sort of start from scratch here. We definitely want to carry on working the university tiles. Yeah, so if we reset the tiles, it just puts everybody back in those tiles. So we'll take everybody out. We are on a default focus. So first of all, we definitely want to have the academies locked in. That is quite obvious. We also want to have in the tiles that are giving us the most production. So we've got the iron over here for 4 production. We've got the horses here for 4 production. Those horses are being worked by another city, but they were before. So we want this for production here. And then we want anything that is going to give us a large amount of food plus production. So we've got the 4 food to production there. We also... that's not an awful lot else that we do have. Obviously we do want to get the food. So 5 food and 1 production there. We don't want to stagnate and starve. These are the tiles that are giving us food and production in equal measure. Obviously, we want the sheep. Let's go and grab that one there. We've got 3 more citizens remaining. If we grab this one, and probably this one. So, 12 turns until growth. 50 production. I would like to be... we're not working the Writers Guild anymore at the moment. That's fine, though. I think that's probably about the best sort of tiles that we could be working. 12 turns until growth. Are there any slightly better tiles that we could grab? I don't think so. I mean, there are some nice tiles that we're not working. 3 food and 1 production, or 4 food, but we will just have to wait until we grow for that. But hopefully this will allow us to get the porcelain tower. I hope we don't miss out on it. I think we'll be okay. I hope we'll be okay. It's going to make quite a bit of difference to us. And we are going to be getting another great scientist in 11 turns. We're only on turn 265, so I think it's still early enough in the game to benefit from having another observatory. So we'll definitely try and do that. Now, Githyonia is not doing too bad. It's going to have another population in the next turn. So Wilsonia's actually grown here as well. So we've now moved on to that tile. It's not a brilliant tile, but it is bringing in some gold, so it is worth having there. We are working on a market. Happiness is starting to drop. I think we'll queue up a Colosseum after that, and probably we are going to want to get opera houses just for the extra culture. So let's go ahead and queue up one of those. And what have we got here that needs orders? We've got a cargo ship. This cargo ship is... or was going somewhere. Is this one of the new ones? Obviously it's one of the ones I must have moved it on the last turn. So we'll send it here. A decent amount of gold for that. Yeah, still not too sure what happened to this Persian scout. Nobody was at war with Persia, so they must have ran into some barbarian ships up there. See, we've got a Spanish scout over here as well. You want open borders, which we do not want. Got a lot of people starting to drop units on this island here. We've got... yeah, they caught steel from us. Yeah, so, well, we were spying on those. So we've got Persia down here. We've got Spain down here as well. We've also... did that just say Spain are at war with Indonesia? Yeah, Spain are at war with Indonesia. We've also got Polynesia down here as well. So there's a lot of people around starting to encroach on this island. There's the growth in Githyonia. And that is... a pretty terrible tile. So let's go ahead and work that one. Because we're not working it with the other city. We might as well work it with this one. Get some extra food and some extra gold out of it. 1 turn away from a workshop. What do we want after the workshop? We don't have any sea resources, so building a seaport isn't going to be all that useful. Might be good if we do need to build some water units. Got a good amount of gold coming out of here. I think grabbing a amphitheatre first because they're nice and quick, and then probably a bank afterwards. Getting that zoo wouldn't be a bad idea either. Let's get the zoo first. Let's go zoo, bank, amphitheatre in that order. And you guys have finished there. I don't want to convert all of these into farms because some of them I'll probably want to use later on for putting in another academy. So let's go and let's go down. We can put a farm here on this bit of marshland, so that won't be too bad. That'll be within range of Moscow as well. Let's just go and share the intrigue. If we can keep the AI fighting amongst themselves, that works out really well for me. Yeah, so our happiness is starting to go down because we are gaining population in our cities, so we do need to make sure we keep on top of that. 5 turns we'll have economics. That will give us a bit more money from camps. We don't really bother with trading posts. We can get some windmills on a few places as well. Well, Githyonia built on a hill, so that's not useful. We can only build a windmill in Moscow, because Wilsonia and Githyonia are both built on hills. But it's never bad to have more production in the capital. So, not really an awful lot we can do there, so we'll just carry on. We're 5 turns away from getting the porcelain tower. I hope we do manage to get it. I think the chances are good, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we will. We're currently friendly with everybody at the moment. The only person we don't have a declaration of friendship with is Persia, because I keep maintaining my spy in their cities and spying on them, trying to steal technology from somebody. Can't stay friendly with everybody in the game, but we've got a potential to get an awful lot of research agreements here. Got a new spy back. And that's a long time to steal from Jakarta. Let's move this guy. I want to go back and steal from from Persia again, but probably not from Persiopolis. Your next size city is quite small. We'll go and steal. We'll see how long it takes to steal from you. 59 turns to steal from Jakarta is quite low. Can we steal from Polynesia? Oh, I've just sent them as a diplomat, which I didn't mean to do. We want to steal from... Where's the option? Move to hideout. There we go. Let's do it right. Want you in there as a spy. Just make sure I haven't been caught spying on them before. Oh no, your spies were caught trying to steal tech, so we can't do that one. So who are we going to spy on? You need to come back to the hideout. And Spain. We haven't tried spying on Spain yet. Let's go and spy on Madrid then. Okay, on to the next turn. Just got to make sure that negative modifier goes away before you start trying to spy on them again. The reason I'm not spying on Persiopolis is because we know they've got a defensive spy in there, because that's what killed our spy in the first place. So we've got to be careful about that. 7 turns until we get that great scientist. 45 turns until the pagoda. We've actually got quite low faith income. Well, it's +9, but it does still take some time. Unit needing orders. That worker's got down there. You are going to build a farm. And we have a caravan, which obviously was on a previous route. Let's just carry on going to Utrecht. There's not an awful lot of point doing internal routes right there. 3 turns until we get the porcelain tower. At least I'm hoping we do. We've also got a golden age which is about to end, so the amount of time it takes to build it might actually go up. Because we do get some extra... Is it extra production from the golden age? I can never remember. Yeah, 20% production. Darius has completed the Louvre. Okay, well, we didn't really need that. We weren't going for it, so... There we go, discovered economics. Yeah, oh no, we are still down to 2 turns. We got a research agreement there. With Indonesia. Marble and silver to William. We can probably... Actually, before we do that, so now we have spare marble or we have spare silver? I can't remember which way around it was already. We have spare marble. Okay, so... Who wants marble? William wants marble. Spain wants marble. Do any of our cities want salt? No, not really, so it doesn't make any difference. So, in that case, we'll just carry on trading with William then. So, marble for silver. He's happy to do that. We have some money. We want to get our research agreement back with you, assuming you're willing to. You do have enough money, just... oh no, apparently you don't. You need 68 gold. Well, okay, how about if I give you 68 gold, and you give it me back at 1 gold per turn? And then we will do a research agreement. Oh, it's 450 now. There we go. So that's another research agreement done. Shame we didn't quite get that one in time. 2 turns. We're going to get another one with Isabella in 1 turn. So that won't be... the porcelain tower won't be quick enough for that one. But it will be for the one with Polynesia, so that's good. Let's just go on to the next turn then, because there isn't really an awful lot else we can do there. Actually not doing too bad for strategic resources. I wonder what it's going to be like when we get aluminium and things like that. We are now 7 turns away from scientific theory, so we're going to get more science from our academies, plus the ability to build public schools, which will be nice. I don't think William's going to be hostile. There we go. Another research agreement's finished already, so we just went and grabbed that straight away. So we need to get another research agreement with Spain. Let's make sure we've got some more things queued up. We're queued up into rifling. We probably do want to go into electricity so that we can find out where the aluminium is. We also probably want to go... well, before electricity, let's go, hang on, metallurgy, rifling, into industrialisation so we can go for coal, into electricity, and then probably into biology so we can start picking up the oil. So we'll do it in that order. We'll go back to Spain. She's got plenty of money. We're not going to have to give her any sort of loans in order to get a research agreement. She's willing to do that. That's fine. So all of a sudden, unless things change, we have 5 research agreements that all should benefit from the porcelain tower. So that is going to be really, really nice. We could probably get a declaration of friendship with Darius if we tried hard enough, and go and get a research agreement with him as well. But I don't think we necessarily need one. Definitely don't need open borders with the Netherlands. Seeks investors. Does it really? So yeah, Polynesia have actually got another city down here, and there's the porcelain tower, fantastic. I've also just noticed, oh, Polynesia already had that city, we discovered that one earlier on. Okay, so we're now going to finish working on that armory, which we should. A lot of things that we do want to get built here. Having the East India Company certainly isn't a bad thing. I'd like to get the public school as well, though. But we'll go the East India Company, and then I think we'll go into the public school, and then after that it'll probably be something like Windmill Zoo. We might want to get the Grand Temple at some point, if we can. So we've got ourselves a great scientist. That is probably a good spot to put him there, so let's go and construct an academy. So, do we have a spare citizen? 4 turns until growth. If we move you out of there, it'll be 5 turns. No, it's still 4 turns until growth. So let's go ahead and do it that way. Now we've got all of the academies locked. Obviously we don't need to worry so much about construction now. We've already got the porcelain tower, so that's going to help us out. So we should really start to leapfrog the AI in terms of tech now. So we're getting 10 science per turn from all of these academies, and that's before you run them through the National College. So theoretically we're getting 15 per turn from these academies. So, you know, that's 45 science per turn just in 3 tiles. So that's quite nice. And there's probably some other bonuses and modifiers we've got going on there as well. Cargo ship, carry on to Groningen, I suppose. We're making around about 100 gold per turn. That's not terrible. It's not brilliant either, but it's not terrible. Spain and the Netherlands have signed a research agreement. When's that next one for us going to trigger? 1 more turn, so we should get that one at the end of this turn, and then we should have just enough money to be able to get another. I see Persia are starting to send a bit of a flood of missionaries down this way. Not too sure whether they're going to try and do any conversions here. Hopefully we'll be okay. They can leave us alone. I'm not going to prioritise the Grand Temple. As nice as it would be to have some additional faith, it's not something that we really, really need. So that was the research agreement with Polynesia. Let's go and get that done. So he doesn't have enough gold. He needs another, what is it, 36 gold. So let's give him the 36 gold. If I give him, I think it's 45 gold and ask for 1 gold per turn. Is it 48 gold? There's a threshold where they think it's a good deal, and we'll do it. There we go. So I've given him 52 gold, and then oh, now I'm 1 gold short. Oh, that was bad calculations. If I'd have just given him the right amount of gold and not wanted it back, I could have done that. That was my own silly fault. Right. Okay. So got another worker up here. Again, not a huge amount of things we can do. So we'll just go around and build farms where we can. I don't really see a lot of other use for my workers. We might, well, we need to keep them around to upgrade to rail as soon as we get that. But once rail's done, we'll probably just go down to the single worker, really. There are some sheep down here, but they're out of range of Moscow and Wilsonia, so they're no use for us. Are we actually working, Old Faithful? We are. I just wanted to check that. I notice here as well at Wilsonia, we're not actually working both of the university slots. 10 turns until growth. I guess we'll... 14 turns. Let's go and work the university slot. I'd sooner have the additional science, to be honest, than the growth there. And my scout is over here. I guess I was sending in this way to sort of go and have a look if we could... see some more of this continent. I remember doing that now because we couldn't get around. We got ice at the bottom and ice at the top, so I brought them all the way back. So Netherlands have got archaeologists. Yeah, I see we're getting some attrition there. Three different missionaries all up there. We don't need open borders. 2 turns we'll have a zoo here in Githyonia, so that'll increase some happiness. They've got and built a landmark. And you guys... Is that an island? Oh, would you look at that? It's a little tiny island with a Persian settler on it. Moscow has grown, and you've moved into that tile, which is not ideal. Which do we want to go for? 2 and 2, or how quickly can we grow? 13 turns? Or do we want to put you in 16 turns with some more production? Let's do it that way around. On to the next turn. Are these guys going to drop a city down? Wouldn't surprise me if they did. There's a fish tile there. There's a fish tile there. They're probably about to drop their city. Wait for it. Yep, there we go. So this is the thing with the AI. You put a little tile down where you can build a city and they will build a city. Is what the one thing that I did really like in Beyond Earth, that the AI didn't insist on trying to build a city on every single tile on the map. Not really micromanaging now. I'm just clicking through next turn because I just want to see how much land that city actually has, because I bet it's probably 2 tiles or something like that. And then we'll continue our journey to the west and see if we can actually find what the other AIs are up to. Not that it really matters. We're on our own isolated little island, so it isn't making a lot of difference. Yep, as expected, it's a 2-tile island. Okay, they've got a few atolls here, so they're going to get some food from that, but they've literally just dumped a city down for 2 fish tiles. Yeah, what a waste. Githyonia has grown. You are now working a 4-food farm tile, which I guess is good. 10 turns until growth. On to the next then. I mean, a little bit of a lull at the moment. There's not a huge number of things that we can do. Certainly looks like Polynesia's expanding. And of course, bear in mind they did take they did take Japan's capital, so we are technically a player down in this playthrough. 8 turns we'll get a great artist. Work has begun on an opera house. See if they've got a frigate over there. I'm not really intimidated by the AI on this particular playthrough. The one thing that does worry me about Deity compared... Oh, you want to keep buying horses? That's fine. And then we need to see if we can get that research agreement back. The one thing that has always worried me about playing on Deity is how difficult it can be with the AI attacking you, because the AI is almost guaranteed to go to war with you on that difficulty level. So that thing does worry me. Horses to you ended. Are you still willing to buy them from me? You don't even have 270 gold, so what have you got? 239? And then 2 gold per turn? 1 gold per turn? 239. Yeah, okay, we're a little bit under there, but I don't care. Let's go and get this research agreement and not screw it up this time. So, trade. You are short how much? 163. So, if I give you 163 gold and want you to pay me back at, I think it's about 5 gold per turn? Not 45. 5 gold per turn. No, 4 gold per turn. Not willing to do that. Will you give me 3 gold per turn back for it? Yeah, you will. Okay, that's fine. At least now we've got enough to get a research agreement. Oh, it's not a fair deal. So you want me to give you iron open borders, a load of gold and gold per turn. How about if I just give you 1 gold per turn? How about if I give you 2 gold per turn? There we go. Okay. So he's obviously falling behind in tech now. We're getting in front of him. I always find it a little bit strange that if you are further ahead in tech, you have to pay more for the research agreement. It's like, hang on a minute. Me saying to the other country, me saying to Polynesia, for example, my technology is better than yours. I'm more advanced than you. We're working together, but I have to pay you more for the privilege, even though I'm more technologically advanced. It doesn't make sense. I understand why it's done in the context of the game, because if the person who was in front didn't have to pay more, and the person who was behind had to pay the extra, then the people who were furthest behind wouldn't be able to afford research agreements, and they would fall further and further and further behind in tech. It's to stop people getting too far out in front. But thematically, it doesn't make any sense. Let's just go and hit next turn one more time before we wrap up this video and just see if anything interesting happens. We're almost back up to 1,000 gold again. And that zoo in Githyonia is finished, so we're back up to some positive happiness. I think we've got a unit somewhere that, yep, we need to go and sort out what we're doing with the scout, but we can't actually do anything else. So I think that is a good point to end the video. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Civilization 5 as Russia. I'll see you on the next video, and until then, goodbye for now.